KNUT, we are not yet at home. We have several cases of teachers who have served for a very long time in the same grade and should be promoted to the next grade, but were never even shortlisted. They were shortlisted, but were never promoted. While we congratulate those ones who were promoted because you are our teachers and you deserve it, we are appealing to the Teacher Service Commission to make requisition of more funds from Treasury. Our teachers who are left out are very many. Promoting only 36,000 teachers is just a drop in the ocean. And just a drop in the ocean. Our teachers who deserve promotions, who have stagnated in one grade for many years, are more than 100. And therefore, let TSC not hide behind the budget. Let the TSC push for more funds from Treasury so that they can go ahead and advertise for more vacancies for our teachers also to be promoted. That is a very serious stakeholder. And whatever the TSC wants to bring up, they must start with us. We snapped their meeting because they had already brought out a document which they wanted us to rubber stamp, and we said no. That one doesn't mean that we are not in good working relationship with the TSC. No. At present, Kenya National Union of Teachers is working very well with Teacher Service Commission. And we are working very well with the Minister of Education. And we are also working very well with the head of state and the present government. As we sat together with TSC and we raised our issues about this TSC amendment bill of 2024. There were some serious issues concerning how salary for teachers is determined. They wanted to leave KNUT out, the unions to be left out, and they deal with SRC, Salaries and Remuneration Commission. While leaving the union out, that one we said no. We are always consulted whenever teachers or whenever CBA is being signed, and therefore we cannot afford as a union to be left out. The National Assembly Education Committee, the Parliamentary Education Committee, all of you own TVs in your homes. Recently we had issues with the Parliamentary Education Committee. They had summoned us and they wanted to find out about some issues, but they went overboard and became political. Because you cannot summon us and start asking us about the data which you can easily get in Teacher Service Commission. We don't own data about those teachers who have been promoted, those ones who have been left behind, those ones who are in job grade, job group B5, C1, C3. All that data is in Teacher Service Commission. We read some mischief in some of the questions they were posing to us. And we want to call upon this Parliamentary Education Committee to steer clear, to stay away from politics and be objective. Be objective. They are dealing with a professional body. They are dealing with professionals. We don't play politics. Even as much as we are a union, this is a welfare body. We don't play politics. Populist politics. You can't ask a union how much we earn and how we spend it. You can't ask a union how much we earn and how we spend it. How does it concern the Parliamentary Education Commission? And if they want to know, why only KNUT? Why can't they summon all the unions, including KNUT? Si waita atuoli. Wacha wajaribu kuita atuoli. Wamuuliza anapata ngapi na anatumia aje. We are appealing to Meli. Teachers, their work is to teach. Teachers, their work is to look at the academic standards. Let them help the teachers in the field of promotions. That's what we want. Several teachers have stagnated, and that one, Meli should take it up instead of playing politics. Principals, Many heads of institutions are really crying. And when you say that the population of the students went up, that's why there is a reduction, that's why there is a decrease in capitation, then that one portrays that our government is very poor in planning. That is the picture the government is trying to bring out, that the students are very many. Last year they were this million, this year they increased in terms of several millions, and therefore the money per student reduced from 22,000 to 17,000. Who is to blame? Who plans for this? Did it just come as a surprise? You never, as if they never expected the increase. These students, all these pupils, they were in the other classes before they moved to Form 1 or to the other class. The government had, they had the records. Let the government take responsibility. As KNUT, we are saying that the capitation per child, it is either increased or it remains where it was, but not decreased. We are going through very hard economic times. Very hard economic times. This is not the time you can reduce capitation. This is not the time you can say that you have reduced capitation per pupil from 22,000 to 17. No. The prices of commodities which are consumed in schools have gone up. If they have gone up, are you reducing the capitation per pupil or increasing it? We are going through inflation. We are appealing to the government to make sure that that capitation which was reduced, which was decreased from 22,000 to 17, to go back. To go back to where it was. That one indicates there is poor planning in the government. Project on those innocent minors. You will take cases home. If you have differed with your spouse, angalia tu juu, ambia Mungu, nisaidie. Then you come back to your senses and teach and go home. Then you leave the rest for God to do it. But projecting on the minors, simply because you have an issue, is not in order you take cases home. So our head teachers, kindly, let us be human. Our teachers, if you have an issue, share it. Don't die with a problem. Membership of a union. A teacher belongs to a union of his or her choice. And this issue of demarcation, which was brought about by Teacher Service Commission, we reject it. We reject it. Let teachers belong to a union of his or her choice. Let teachers, if you want to remain in KNUT, let teachers remain in KNUT. Hii mambo ya kusukuma walimu kusinet kwa lazima, ya kusukuma walimu kupeti kwa lazima, ya kusukuma wengine kewota kwa lazima, that one we object it. According to our national constitution, a member belongs to a union of his or her choice. Mambo ya demarcation tumekata kama Kenya National Union of Teachers. We are in the process of talking with Teacher Service Commission so that teachers are left to belong to unions of their choice. After all, our union is Kenya National Union of Teachers, meaning it is teachers teaching right from ECD to secondary.
I like inviting teachers, were it not KNUT, education would be devolved. And you are seeing the many problems that are affecting the sectors which were devolved. Remember, there was the issue of teachers being employed on a contract. We had to call a strike to have those teachers employed on permanent and pensionable. That could not have happened without KNUT. Recently, and even now, we are talking of very draconian amendments that have been suggested by the TSC. In a scenario where a school like here, you are supposed to have 2 head teachers, ladies and gentlemen. In a scenario where if you are accused of anything, you don't need to be heard. No evidence would be required. The TSC will take action without even consulting anybody. Ladies and gentlemen, without a union, such things would come, would find you in your classroom, even as you do your work diligently, and it will affect you. Let us remain united. We are not going to let them out of hook until they address the issue of promotion. There are many other things, ladies and gentlemen, but since we have our guests here, I don't want to dwell so much on them. But in Kiambu, I must also say, Kiambu teachers, we have a problem. We have a problem because all our teachers' organizations are collapsing every day, every day, every day, every day. I do not know who bewitched us. In other places, we have organizations doing very well. The Metropolitan Circle has gone down. In 2018, I said, oh, it's not well. Watu wakasema, Muna will cause the Metropolitan Circle to sink because it's going to cause panic withdrawal. I have all the cuttings. 2019, I said the same. I have been talking of Murutani here, which has been fetching a lot of money. The building is occupied from bottom to the top. And no, teachers are not getting any dividend since 1996. And when I say, I talk about it, because of
your overwhelming support, I promise to serve you all without favor, without prejudice. I will work for everybody. Those that have voted for me, those that have not voted for me, now I am your chair, and I promise I will serve you with a lot of diligence. Thank you, teachers of KNUT East, for being there for us. Yes. There we are. Forward, always backward. Never.
We are appealing to the government to do what it can. Now, I plead with the Treasury to release funds so that these teachers who are interns can be employed permanent and permanent. They have a lot of workload because we are not giving them less work because they are interns. We have shared the work equally, so you can imagine the burden. So we are appealing to the government to employ this teacher immediately going forward.
Na story.
Mimi
hapa yako sawa. Watu wasikae hapo. Is it okay?
Murang'a North ni Mathioya, Angema, Kiharo and Kahuro. So
Karibu sana. Haya, now from there we go to Kirinyaga.
Very able Executive Secretary Bwana Patrick Mwangi Kanayu, another very important function which we couldn't omit. But as you move around, what you have seen in Kiambu is all over in the region.
Thank you very much. I'm Charles Mujiri, the Executive Secretary in Nyandarua South. I have the apologies of my chairman.
We have got Joseph Jenga, PC, Juja, and also the representing the part of Kiambu, because Dika we have got we can't circle 2 counties. We can't circle.
So we have counted our votes, and both the seconder and the proposer, they have agreed with the results as it is. So I want to start with the women representative. Grace Wairimu got 75 votes. Ann Nyawira got 92 votes. And the winner for women representative is Alice Wanjiru. Alice Wanjiru with 192 votes. Spoil Harry Kamau, 107 votes. And the winner for chairman is Mercy Nyambura.
Mrs. Kamau, tafadhali kujeni hapa. Mrs. Kamau, kuja hapa.